Good evening and welcome to another episode of the program Service to Humanity, a program where we bring you activities of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, as well as her agencies as they carry out its mandate. I am Habiba Zakzak, your regular anchor. Tonight's episode continues to look at the recent N-Power N-Skills training which took place nationwide. This episode focuses on the N-Tech Hardware Training Center in Abuja, where we shall see what training beneficiaries underwent and how they were received. In line with that, we shall bring you testimonies from beneficiaries of that training. Details of this and more coming your way shortly. Don't go away.
Àtàwọn ọmọ mi o torí ara oúnjẹ ara pákí díẹ̀ ní àṣegàrí à ń tẹ̀bà à ń ṣèbẹ̀ à ń jẹun ìjọba ṣeun lọ́wọ́ á ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ ètò tó dáa ni tó fáìn tó dáa ni torí ìjọ yẹn gan kí wọ́n pé owó yẹn ẹlòmíì kò sí nǹkan kan pé bóyá bákan jíjẹ ṣùgbọ́n gba adé báyìí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ yà ayọ̀ tó tààrà wọ́n ṣèbẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ inú wọn dùn ara ráìsì àdàṣẹ́ńjì tó kù sórí ìka pákí kó ká lè máa rí mu jẹun díẹ̀díẹ̀ ìjọba ṣeun.
Thanks for staying tuned. We begin the program with the Management Diary and we bring you news on recent happenings in the humanitarian ministry as well as her agencies. In the news, President Buhari writes Senate seeks legal backing for NSIP. This and more coming up shortly. Stay tuned for those reports.
The federal government has reiterated its support in fostering an environment that will encourage the participation of people with disabilities in governance. This was stated by the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk, at a press conference in Abuja to mark the 2022 International Day of Persons with Disabilities with a theme, Transformative Solutions for Inclusive Development, the Role of Innovation in Fueling an Accessible World. Farouk, who was represented by the National Coordinator of the National Social Investment Program, Engineer Umar Binder, noted that a disability-inclusive policy is essential to enabling people with disabilities to live happy lives and contribute significantly to social progress and development, as well as to the achievement of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development.
It is pertinent to note that following Mr. President's assent to the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Act, a lot has changed regarding issues of disability in this country. These have helped in no small measure to promoting the participation of persons with disabilities in all aspects of life and their aspiring to leadership and decision-making positions. It is worthy of note equally that a lot of states have equally followed suit to domesticating the act into laws in their various states.
The minister emphasized that there is still much work to be done in order to effectively execute the Act's provisions, particularly in the areas of accessibility, advocacy, and awareness, adding that the government cannot accomplish these goals on its own. Thus, coordination with many partners and stakeholders is necessary.
It is on this note that we appreciate all stakeholders and partners for their usual cooperation and support to the ministry on this subject matter. We will continue to count on you for more reliable, collaborative towards achieving our common goal. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, let me once again express my profound gratitude to you all for making this year's celebration of International Day for Persons with Disabilities a successful one. I also want to assure you that the federal government will continue to be disability sensitive in supporting and providing a conducive environment towards promoting the participation of persons with disabilities and their leadership for their realization of their potentials.
James Lalu, Executive Secretary of the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, praised the Nigerian government for including 10% of people with disabilities in the National Social Investment Program. He, however, called on the federal government to create additional spaces for the disabled population in order to ease their suffering.
We are not where we used to be, but we are nowhere, have not yet arrived where we want to be. Changes have happened. To the disability community, we say that this is the government that have given us life. This is the government that have given us hope. And this is the government that steer our aspiration as a community. And we will do everything possible to stand with this government for the maximum support we continue to enjoy.
In a letter to the Senate, President Muhammadu Buhari has requested the legalization and institutionalization of the National Social Investment Program, NSIP, in Nigeria. In the letter addressed to the Senate President Ahmed Lawan, President Buhari requested that the Senate consider and pass an executive bill that had been forwarded to it to that effect. According to President Buhari, the bill seeks to provide a legal framework for the establishment of the National Social Investment Program for the assistance and empowerment of the poor and vulnerable people in Nigeria. In 2006, the federal government of Nigeria established the National Social Investment Programs, NSIP, to tackle poverty and hunger across the country. The suite of programs under the NSIP focuses on ensuring a more equitable distribution of resources to vulnerable populations, including children, youth, and women. The programs include Empower, National Homegrown School Feeding, Conditional Cash Transfer CCT, and Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program GEP.
Welcome back. The latest nationwide Empower and Skills training has recorded a lot of success, especially with the massive turnout of thousands of young Nigerians in the various training centers across the country. Our crew visited 2 centers in Abuja housing beneficiaries of the FCT and North Central Zone, where they were trained on hardware repairs and maintenance, and then aluminium and glass works. Let's see how those trainings went.
The Public Service Institute of Nigeria, Abuja, housed beneficiaries of the FCT and North Central and Tech and Skills Hardware Training Program. The over 150 trainees received training on laptop and phone repairs.
Because once one of the pin breaks, it's over.
Engineer Michael Chime is the project manager for the N-Skills Hardware Repair and Maintenance. He explains the training process and the progress achieved so far.
We normally do the training, we'll do the theory parts and also the practical parts. So with the theory parts, we do teach them, tell them the things they need to know about particular components we are treating on. Then after the classes, we do normally have practical classes as well, and most times also extend it to the evening.
He also speaks on the benefits of the Empower and Skills program.
The program is a good channel for learning, and we thank the government for providing an opportunity for them, because before this program most of them don't know anything about computer or laptops or anything that have to do with tech. Most of them, when you come, you have to tell them repeatedly for them to understand, and that is also why we're also making use of, we're also doing practical so that they can see those things we are talking about. I believe with this program they will be able to learn and also make use of their times, Like mostly, especially before down, I believe some of them were not doing nothing, absolutely nothing. But the way they are learning and also paying attention, it shows that they have the interest to learn and become somebody or do something in life to help themselves.
On one of the training days, the National Coordinator of the National Social Investment Program, NSIPS, Engineer Umar Binder, paid a visit to the center to see and interact with the trainees. While speaking to the beneficiaries, Engineer Binder stated that President Muhammadu Buhari himself created the idea of NSIPS as one of the tools to be used in the fight against poverty.
Sokoto has the highest poverty incidence of 88%. Lagos has the lowest with 4.3%. Not that there are no poor people, but when you compare population of Sokoto, maybe 4 million, to population of Lagos, maybe another 3 or 4, 12 million? 12 million or so, then you know what 4.3% is. So the president said, I can't solve all these problems at the same time. Let me design a shock treatment system that can touch young people first, because you are the one coming up to replace us. Even if we don't die, we will be there being a problem to you. And that's how this NSIP. And the first arm of the NSIP is the Empower.
Engineer Binder also challenged the beneficiaries to take good advantage of the opportunity to make their lives better by taking the training seriously.
This training, I swear to God, take it seriously. Come early. Be nice to your trainers. Your objective of coming here is not to make friends and enjoy and become in a hotel. Your objective of coming here is to absorb something to make you different. I have worked in many countries. I have not seen a country where young people like this, they have skills and they take opportunity of the skills, work for 4 or 5 hours a day, have something in their pocket, go home, eat, and then have shower, and still have time to go and fight or to kidnap or to kill people.
This in a panel, you can see here I couple them together, but here I differentiate them by removing them.
Another center for the Empower and Skills training for the FCT and North Central region of the country was Federal Treasury College, Orozo, Abuja. There, the beneficiaries were trained on aluminium and glass works. Kainde Stephen and Gideon Ifelua, instructors at the Orozo Training Center, speak more on areas they trained beneficiaries of the N skills in the center and the commitment of the beneficiaries to the training.
We introduce how they arrange aluminiums. There is different aluminium. There is roofing, and then there is window aspect and partition. And then the first day I tell them how the introduction of the aluminium. We discuss, and then I explain how the aluminium it is. For the slicing aspect, I explain to them how the names of the materials. And then we're now starting constructing these aluminiums, how they will couple, how they will mark it. Like the track, I show them. I brought some in my shop. I show them how they arrange it.
They have the Z today because most of them they have started working it, calculating it, doing it on their own. Because most of them, according to what they say, after living here, they are going to open their own shop, to have their own shop, to proceed, to continue with the work.
They also speak on how the initiative would help in addressing the challenges of unemployment and crime in the country, urging the beneficiaries not to relent in their efforts to gain more knowledge on the craft.
Some of them, for this time, they will have joined some bad gang, and then I thank the government for the help, and then as they empower them. Because if not be this program, some of them, they will run about, do some bad things.
I tell you, anytime we're not producing, the fish farmers suffer. The people we engage suffer. The people we feed that we give our fish heads to, they feel it. I'll only beg the government to continue with this and make it run more.
We used to have children crying, parents will be chasing them to come to school, and they'll be at the gate, they'll be crying, they will hold on to their plate, they will not want to come into the gate.
When they are not giving the food, the attendance was very low.
Now the children are always fit and healthy because of the food they eat.
We make them attend class every day.
I eat rice, plates, and carrots.
I want to use this opportunity to thank the federal government for the feeding program.
You are still watching Service to Humanity, a program that brings to you strides of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development and her agencies. Still on the nationwide Empower and Skills training, our crew met and interacted with some of the beneficiaries of the program in Abuja. They shared with us the experiences at the training while appreciating the federal government for the initiative. Let's hear from them.
An opportunity used wisely can change the life of an individual dramatically, and that is something that resonated with beneficiaries of the Empower and Skill training as we interacted with them. Obudu Joseph Idagu stated that he never believed such programs from the government were real until he got shortlisted. He shares with us his experience at the training.
The experience has been very amazing. From the day we resumed, it's been like things we didn't expect. The packages, I can tell you we benefited a lot. We've been given our allowances, accommodations, security on ground, and there's effectiveness when it comes to the instructors that come in for every syllabus. I think every 5 days we have new instructors for NTech software for a new syllabus, and then we try as much as possible. They try rather, as much as possible to make sure that they cover up their syllabus. I want to tell every Nigerian that when you see opportunities like this come up, any initiative that is to empower the youth, don't feel it's not going to work. Don't feel you must know somebody to benefit. Try your luck. Believe that you're going to be selected. Just like you heard the coordinator, over 8 million people applied, but I'm a beneficiary.
John Nasiru also speaks on the End Skills program and the quality of training they as beneficiaries have received.
As I came here for this bird training, there are a lot of skills, there are a lot of things I have not been seeing, right from where I schooled from, that I'm benefiting it now. Especially as a software class. They are teaching us 2 courses there. We are doing marketing, the digital marketing system, and we are doing computer guru again. These are the 2 courses they are teaching us there. And within the 2 courses, we are there learning very well. And at the end of the day, I'm very sure. So each and every one of us must graduate or must pass out from here, either to be a computer guru or to be a qualified marketer. You would go and start up your business without complaining or without misleading yourself or without losing your money anyhow.
Omatei Grace, a trainee under the hardware unit, noted that she and her colleagues have received their training tools, which include a digital multimeter.
I learned how to know some components inside a system. I know how to indicate components in a phone and how to repair your mouthpiece, your earpiece, to identify some components inside the system and the phone repair. How to repair a phone, and then with how to repair a desktop and a charger.
Goodness Shiloba, under the hardware repair and maintenance unit, shares the knowledge she had acquired in the course of the training.
I've learned a lot. I've learned how to separate laptop and how to assemble them. I've also learned how to fix phones in the aspect of the mouthpiece, the charging ports and all of that. And I was privileged to perform some practicals, to carry out some practicals, which I was able to fix a new charging spot on a phone that was having a charging spot problem, and I've learned other things from the entrepreneurship aspects.
Shiloba mentioned some of the benefits of the knowledge she has acquired at the N-Skill training.
The knowledge is very important to me because from here now, I don't think I'll carry my phone to charging to phone repair centers anymore, because I now have the skills. I can do it on my own, and I've been enabled to set up my own store, my own shop, to carry out these activities, because they have provided me some tools to help me start up my own business as an entrepreneur.
Ogenyi Isaac says it is an unbelievable experience for him to find himself being able to strip and assemble a laptop, something he could only admire seeing others do before. According to Isaac, this initiative is a sign of hope for the Nigerian youth.
Like the national coordinator, when he was addressing us, he said this place will grant us an opportunity, and also it's just like a stepping stone to see opportunities all over. Seriously, I must be sincere to you, there are a whole lot of opportunity in this this country, Nigeria. And to the youth out there, you see, this platform, I have come physically and personally to see that there are a lot of things we can do, viable things we can do with our life, not just hanging around in the street and then assuming that nothing is going on. You understand? From this initiative, I have been able to, been able to get and also to learn that if you are able to do this or that, put this or that together, you will get this result.
With so much to be thankful for, the beneficiaries expressed their appreciation to the federal government.
I want to appreciate Mr. President, the Minister of the Humanitarian Affairs, then the National Coordinator of the Empower Program. I want to appreciate them and their entire team for putting this program in place and the efforts put in place to make this a reality.
To the Minister, to the President, and all that have been able to fix this opportunity and to bring us here, we are so much grateful. I have been exposed, my eyes have been opened to so many things. You see, I had little or no even knowledge of any other thing as technology-wise, and all of those things, not until I got in here. I'm very grateful.
With that, we end our package on this week's episode of Service to Humanity. Until I come your way again next week, stay safe. Remember to send in questions and suggestions to any of our social media platforms or drop a message on the Ministry's page on Facebook or Twitter. Have a great week ahead.